free. Hey guys, I'm Brittany from Pennies into Pearls. Welcome, and today I am sharing with you guys our debt-free journey. Why is that? Because we just barely, as in like a week ago, did our very last debt payment forever. Well, we're gonna buy a house, but debt-free. We're debt-free! Woo! We're debt-free! So what I wanted to do with you guys today is share that journey with you. Share with you guys all the numbers, all the details, the timeline, the trials, the blessings, everything rolled into our whole debt-free journey. I want to share that with you guys, hoping that it can help motivate you guys and get you guys excited to live a debt-free life, because nobody wants to live owing other people money. That is torture, that is bondage, that is just prison. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, then you're gonna wanna stay tuned. This video is actually in collaboration with a few other YouTubers who are gonna share their debt-free journey with you guys as well. The idea is that the more debt-free stories you guys can hear, the different tips that everybody's gonna have. Everybody has different trials and different hurdles that they had to overcome. You're definitely gonna wanna go check out all those other videos once you're done here. And I will leave a link down below to all of those other channels that have joined in on this collaboration. And if you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. This is where I talk all about living your dream life on less. I want to help you guys find all ways possible to save money, maybe make a little extra money, and then just really live a frugal and fabulous life. So if that sounds like something that might be interesting to you, you're gonna want to hit that subscribe button. All right, so let's get into this debt-free journey. Okay, so way back in the year 2006, hubby and I got married. And yeah, that's right, it's our 10-year anniversary this year. Actually in December. Anyways, so back in 2006, we got married and we're like, oh, we're so poor and we're in college and we still have 2 to 3 years left of school and we have no money. What are we gonna do? So we're like, oh, we have a brilliant idea. Let's get in debt, right? Because that's what everybody was doing. Side note, you can totally graduate from college debt-free. And I'm gonna be doing a whole series video blog post on that. So back in 2006 is when we got married and we were newlyweds and we were young in college and we're like, we don't know what to do. So we got a bunch of student loans. That total number actually comes out to be around $23,000. Actually, our student loan debt was about $8,000 less than that. So what does that make? About $16,000 total that we had in student loan debt, which we started getting back in about 2007 is the year when we got our debt. And then the other remaining $8,000 is actually we got last year. That's like really embarrassing to admit. But last year, before we had baby number 3, we needed a bigger car, and instead of being smart and saving to pay cash for a used car, we got a loan. So that got added onto our debt. So our grand total debt number is about $23,000. Pretty much all our debt consists of student loans and then a car loan most recently. Hubby and I graduated from college in 2008. Hubby graduated from college in 2009. Now I graduated in business management up at BYU, Idaho, and actually, you might be surprised to know that there's not a huge amount of jobs for college graduates back in 2008 in booming city of Rexburg, Idaho. So that was a challenge, finding a job. He graduated 2009 in construction management. Now, if you can recall, back in 2009, that was when it was like the housing crash. It was not a good time to graduate in construction management. There was no jobs. We got a job or two offers on the other side of the country, and all our families here in California or nearby, and that just wasn't in the cards for us. We didn't even really consider it. we moved to San Diego. I ended up getting a job as a office manager for a local orthodontics office. And then hubby decided to go back to school, and he went in and got some certificates for becoming a heavy duty diesel mechanic, which, by the way, as you hear our like crazy story getting to where we are now, I wouldn't really change a thing, because my husband's skills that he's developed along the way have really saved us. I don't even know, like him knowing how to fix cars and all of this stuff has just been amazing for us, and we're even able to help other people, so that is a blessing as well. Yeah, it was over 2 years. He worked as a heavy-duty diesel mechanic. Along this process of us getting to where his current job is as a police officer for the city of San Diego, have just been making minimum monthly payments on all our debt for the next 6 years. Ugh. Can you guys believe it took us that long before we decided to like sit down and like actually take care of some of this debt? So you can imagine all of that interest that is accruing, and you would think that we had better interest rates, but as we started to get smarter with our money, we looked into our interest rates and we're like, what? That is way higher than it needs to be. Then came our first big hurdle, which was in 2013, and that was when my husband's job, he got about a 20% pay cut, and that was because of the furloughs that the federal government was doing with a lot of their employees. So a 20% pay cut was a lot for our family. I had recently quit my job to stay home with our daughter. We ended up having to live off of our savings or supplement our income with our savings for an entire year, which drained it. I think we had about $10,000, $12,000 in savings, hoping to put that towards a house. It is a blessing that we had that, but we had to end up using that to supplement our income for over a year, which just drained our savings. It was drained. It was gone. No more savings. See ya. But then my husband got his job with San Diego Police Department as a police officer, and that has just been one of the biggest blessings. He loves his job, and so he has fun doing it, and it has opened a lot of doorways for our family. One of the biggest blessings that has come from his job with being a police officer is that there's a lot of opportunities to work overtime. Pretty much if we want overtime or if we need overtime for our budget, he can get it, which is huge. The overtime pay, even though it's taxed really heavily, is still really good for us. And that is if you watch any of my monthly budget updates, which I will link up here and leave a link down below. If you watch our monthly budget updates, you can see where all that money goes and where our overtime money goes and stuff like that. The date where we finally decided and things finally clicked for us was October of last year, 2015, that we're like, you know, we really should be paying off our debt first. Before we buy a house, before we start doing all these other life goals, we just need to get rid of our debt and stop worrying about it, stop throwing all this money away. Once we're done paying off our debt, we can use that money and just push it towards things that we want. Live our dream life. Let's start working towards our dream life. We started making additional $500 monthly payments towards our debt. But then March of this year, my husband got an infection actually deep down in the deep tissue of his ankle. It's not so much a freak accident because of his line of work, and he actually did get it from things that he had to do at work. He was out of work for about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before we actually figured out what it was, and then he had surgery on his ankle, and then he was out of work for a while, and then because he was out of work and then still recovering, even once he was able to go back to work, he had to go light duty. It was about 6-month period that we were not able to make any extra debt payments. So 6 months, $500 a month, that's $3,000, right? Right. So that set us back quite a lot. Half a year. Talk about discouraging. But we did not lose hope. We were just like, okay, this is the way it is. At least we have money to pay all our bills. That's a huge blessing, right? So we tried to stay positive. We just worked our way through it, and we knew that as soon as he was able to start working overtime again, and then we could start working towards paying off our debt. And then the big news, if you watched last month's budget update, you will see that we actually received an unplanned, unexpected uniform allowance with his job, which we did use a big chunk of it to buy him uniforms and tools and things that he needs for work. There was a nice amount left over that we were able to just throw at our debt and knock off a huge chunk, more than even that 6 months set us back. We were about 3 months ahead of our anticipated debt payoff. So what a huge blessing. That has been what has been amazing. And then also, actually, we received a little bit of money from the city to compensate for his work-related injury. So again, we're able to throw that all at our debt, and it is gone. So our debt is completely gone. So as of October 20th, 2016, one day before my 30th, one day before my birthday, we became debt free. Okay. Are you gonna push it?
Are you gonna push it?
Okay, I'll just hold your hand like this. Okay, go ahead. Push it. Do it! Push it. Oh, now we have to confirm. A little anticlimactic. Okay, now verify and submit payment. Woo! Excited?
I'm way excited.
0 debt. And then that even leaves us with about $800 left to start putting towards our savings. Done. Okay, so here is just a quick little look at where all of our debt came from. If you look at the beginning debt numbers, it's going to be a little bit different, but this kind of includes the interest. And then I wasn't able to, because I didn't grab the numbers and it was kind of hard to find. Anyways, these numbers right here are more of like an estimate, a rounded estimate, but I still believe that they're pretty close to what they should be. So let's just take a walk through this real quick. So we had one student loan through Fed Loan. Our total debt paid was $3,052. And then the actual starting debt, now if you remember, back in October of last year is when we decided to actually hit it hard and make extra payments towards our debt. So that's why I'm showing you these numbers right here. Starting debt starting as of last October. So that was about $1,900. And then our monthly minimum payment that we were making was $50 on that one. Then I had a student loan through Yahia, and the beginning debt, or the total debt paid, was $7,218. Blah. And a huge portion of that was paid off just by doing the minimum monthly payment for 6 years, which I highly do not recommend doing. Oh my goodness, it's so much anxiety just talking about this. Anyways, so as of last October, it was at $23.27, and that monthly payment was $65. Then a Yahia loan through my husband, the total debt paid was about $4,200. And the starting debt as of last October was $3,900. So you can see that we barely had made payments on that one, with the minimum monthly payment at $55. And I believe, and this loan right here that you hear actually had the highest interest rate, which is another reason that our monthly payments, a lot of that monthly payment was going towards interest, which is so annoying. Don't get in debt, guys. If you can avoid it, which you can, don't do it. And then our car loan, which we got the summer of last year, but when we started, well, for $8,000, but then when we actually started making payments, it was at about $7,200, or actually closer to $7,300. And then that minimum monthly payment was about $180 a month. So you can look down here and see that our total debt paid was $22,520 approximately. And starting last October, so within 1 year, we were able to pay off $15,000. And that was all off of just my husband's income, working overtime, which is a hustle for both of us. Husband is working a lot of hours, but then also it's hard on mommy staying at home, taking care of those kids all by yourself for many days a week. So anyways, there's a quick little snapshot at our numbers through our debt. So that's our debt-free journey, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of the really nice, motivating, supportive comments along the way this last year. And thank you guys so much for watching these videos. It's a lot of fun sharing it with you guys and chatting with you guys, learning about your experiences, helping answer any questions that I can. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do know what has worked and what hasn't worked for our family, and I can share that with you guys. So if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down in the comments below. And of course, if you thought that you liked this video, you thought it was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. And don't forget that this video was in collaboration with a couple other YouTubers here that are going to be sharing their debt-free story. So check out those links down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!